Haribol, Namaste, and welcome tonight to Yoga Kirtan Hawaii Experience Meditation. And my name is Janapati Das, and I'm just noticing the top of my head looks a little cut off. Let's see if I can. I guess that's going to be as best it's going to be. Okay, my name is Janapati Das, and tonight's class is Experience Meditation. We teach this class once the first Tuesday of the month, and please accept my respects. I'd like to offer my respects to my respectful obeisances to my spiritual teacher who taught me this information that I'm going to teach you tonight, Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Srila Prabhupada, and I'd like to offer respects to my spiritual grandfather, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, his spiritual mastermind. So, what is experience meditation? The first thing I'm going to do is I want to read a little bit from the Bhagavad Gita, which is a special Vedic scripture, and it's pertinent to what we are doing tonight. So I'm just going to open up the Bhagavad Gita and read here. Now this is from chapter 6, text 19, and next Tuesday night, every second Tuesday of the month on Yoga Kirtan Hawaii at 7 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time, I give a Bhagavad Gita class, Yoga Wisdom class. So if you're interested in the Bhagavad Gita and yoga philosophy, please tune in. You can also go into the library of Yoga Kirtan Hawaii. There's lots of classes on the Bhagavad Gita, several of them of which I've taught. You can go back and watch the videos. So this is text 19 from chapter 6. As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist, whose mind is controlled, remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. So I like to preface this by talking a little bit about, meditation and what is meditation and the relationship of the living entity with his mind. So the mind, and let me read this verse again one more time. As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. So similarly, the mind, it's also said in the Bhagavad Gita previously that the mind can be the best friend or the worst enemy. The mind is not the living entity, but we are often influenced by our mind. And this is where the practice of meditation comes into practice. The practice of meditation is in focusing the mind and the senses on something that will actually give benefit or not only just peace and serenity, because when we practice meditation we do get those kinds of things, but also we can focus our mind on something that will actually give us real satisfaction and transcendental happiness. And this is where we come to this tonight's class on the transcendental mantras, or the mantra meditation practice that we do, because meditation is to focus the mind on something that will give us satisfaction. And the only thing that ultimately gives us complete satisfaction is the mantras, or the spiritual sound vibrations, what mantras are, that give complete happiness to the jivatma, or the spirit soul. In other words, we are not our body and we are not our mind, but we are spiritual in essence. And in order to come to understand this, we practice in this practice of meditation, of hearing and repeating the mantras. And mantra comes from two words, man, which is the mind, and tra, which means to draw away. So the mantras, of course, are a spiritual sound vibration that when we hear and when we repeat, it's like giving a spiritual food, really, because we in truth we do a lot for externally for our bodies and our minds. We feed ourselves with food, and we take care of our body, but inside we don't really take time to engage with the living entity, with ourselves, spiritually, through the practice of spiritual sound vibrations or mantras. And tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you 3 processes of meditation that you can apply in your life. And if you find that you practice this steady and consistently every day, you'll find that this satisfaction and happiness and a clarity of mind that helps us to understand who we are, what our purpose of our life is, and what we should be doing. Here, this is like the big questions, right? We don't really address these questions. We address with, where are we going to live? What are we going to do? How are we going to get money? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? When am I going to watch the show tonight? When I'm going to get... It's like, but we don't take enough time to really every day engage in the fact that we are eternal beings, and that once the end of this body comes, then we will be kicked out of this body. So everything that we know, everything that we've achieved in this body, in this life, it's like those old TV sweepstakes where you could win. You get to go through the store for 30 minutes or 20 minutes and gather about everything you can get, and then you get to go out of the store with it. But in life, that's what we do. But we go to the end of the thing, and they actually take everything away from us, including our body too. Anyway, thank you very much for coming in tonight. What I'm going to do is I'll teach you these 3 practices of mantra meditation by which you can make your mind your best friend instead of the worst enemy, because in this day and age, the mind is definitely the worst enemy for people, dictating the wrong kinds of outcomes. So the first practice of mantra meditation is the Gauranga or deep peace meditation. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to take the mantra, and the mantra we're going to use tonight is Gauranga. And I will say those syllables. You can repeat after me. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. Gauranga. Gauranga. So we're going to use the mantra Gauranga. The Gauranga means one with golden effulgence, one with golden essence, referring to the Supreme Lord. What we will do with this is we will engage in a breathing practice with the mantra. And so what I would like you to do now is, if you are at home, find a bed or a chair or somewhere really comfortable. It can be the floor. If you're driving, I wouldn't stop, unless you could stop somewhere and park. Don't close your eyes on this, just you can engage in it, but I wouldn't recommend trying to close your eyes while you're driving. Anyway, and it was just to be comfortable. So find yourself, just take a moment and relax. And we're just going to engage in some deep breathing. So we breathe through our nose, breathing all the way deep into our lungs, expanding our abdomen, and exhale. And as we breathe, we just try to breathe away a little bit of the stress of the day. Trying to focus our mind on our breath, just leaving the troubles and the stresses, anything that is bothering us, just put it aside for tonight. So it's very nice. It's nice to just take some moments and take some breathing, pranayama breathing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this mantra Gauranga, And on the inhale, you will place that mantra in your mind. So you're not going to audibly say it, but you will hear it in your mind. And then on our exhale, we will audibly say Goranga. So it's kind of like singing or intoning it. And everybody has a different breathing capacity, so whatever tone you sing on, it's okay. Anytime you want to jump in, if I'm breathing in, you can say it at that time. It doesn't have to match my pitch perfectly. Just relax, focus your mind and your hearing on the sacred sound of Goranga. I have a couple of crystal bowls I'm going to use. You don't need to have crystal bowls for this, but you can do this at any time. But if you have crystal bowls, you can use them. So let's begin. Just inhale the word Goranga in your mind. Exhale. Inhale and repeat. Just feel that reverberation of Gauranga mantra just vibrating through your body, through your mind. So like the quote of the Bhagavad Gita, that like a lamp in a windless place. So to light our lamp, to light the fire of the vision and the fire of our spiritual life, we need to take shelter of this mantra to enable us, so that the winds of life, stressful life, can just not blow our mind from left to right, just all over the place. You can tell by practicing this Gauranga breathing alone just how grounding it is. And so you can apply this deep peace meditation. You don't need the crystal bowls. You can just chant Gauranga. Just, take it a few times every day. And there's a very nice story I always like to share that my spiritual teacher had shared with me about this, particularly also this mantra Gauranga, which means the one with the golden effulgence, like the sunrise. The sun, Lord Chaitanya is like the sun in our heart. When we're faced with the world that we live in right now, it's very much like being up in the mountains, or during the middle of the night through the, you can't tell what's left, what's right, what's in front of you. Is a rock a monster or an animal there? Or if you're in a cave, you can't really see. And so similarly, in our life, in this world, there are so many living entities who are lost in this world, just like they are in caves, trying to figure out, where is happiness to be found? What is the meaning of life, and what am I supposed to be doing here? And there is no vision for this, because this is the nature of the material world, and the nature of the enviousness in our heart for God. It's very much like being in a dark cave. But the mantras are non-spiritual sound vibrations. They're non-different than the Supreme Lord. So practicing them is like bringing the sunrise up in the middle of the night, just as it was coming up. You can tell when you've gone camping, you can tell when everything just starts to light up. And similarly, the practice of mantra meditation can enable us to bring that light into our life, to shine the light on the darkness of uncertainty, of the nescience of this world, of not understanding, the purpose, the depression, unhappiness. Why are we unhappy? It can actually bring that happiness, but it also can bring a very clear mind. It can be that flame that's sheltered in the cave under the protection of the sound vibration of the mantras. And we can come to understand, what our relationship is with the Supreme, and why we're here, and what the purpose is, and just have peace too in our heart, true peace. So that being said, I'm going to move on now to the second form of meditation, which is called japa meditation. I should have mentioned, I've taught this class. Have you seen it before? This requires beads. I brought out a couple different kinds of beads that, there is no real hard and fast rules of what kind of beads you can use. These are little Hawaiian beads. I guess they're Buddhist beads or something. And you can use those. You can go to Target and get some party beads, But ideal, here's another set of long, small, what we call japa beads. They're japa mala beads. And then there's some bigger ones. Some are wood, some are plastic, some are, different kinds of seeds or whatnot. No real hard and fast rules, but ideally, if you could find some, they should be 108 beads, or at least what they call a half round, which is 54. So this particular set of beads has a head bead. You can see here, there's the one with a little tassel, little furry hair thing. That's our head bead, right? And then we can see that there are a set of beads, and there's actually, it's just bigger beads. So there are 108 here. And what you do is, because the camera's flipped around, it makes it look like I'm using my left hand, but I'm actually using my right hand. So you'll take your right hand, your thumb, and your middle finger like that, okay? And you're gonna hold the bead, start with the head bead. You just put your thumb and your finger there. Now, generally here, we can say our Goranga mantra here when we start here, Goranga. So that's a mantra you've already learned. And today what we're gonna do, I think we will use the Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana mantra. There are different mantras on there, and they're names of the Supreme. They're all they're all spiritual sound vibrations. And I will say each of them so that you get them down. There's Gopala, Govinda, Rama's easy, Madana, Mohana. So we have Gopala, Govinda, Rama, say that, Madana, Mohana. And then, so they'll all together. So there's actually Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. That's 5 mantras, but actually this Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana is actually also a mantra in itself. So we can put them together and say the one mantra. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to say these together. If you have these, if you don't have any beads on you, you can just touch your fingers for now, just to practice the thumb and the middle finger of your right hand. Every time you say Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana, then release it and then just touch it again. But for those of you who have beads, you can actually go down for each time you say that mantra, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. You will go down one more bead and just repeat the mantra. So basically, this is how we do it. So you can work along with me. We'll start at the top of the bead, at the head bead. So we'll say our Goranga mantra, and then we'll continue down, starting at the first bead here. I'll show it really close so we can see. Okay, there you go. All right, let's begin. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. You can close your eyes if you like. Just listen carefully to your mantra. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. 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 Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. So that's just about halfway through my set of beads here, and they look very long actually, but they're big beads. That was about 54 beads, so not too difficult. The important thing to remember about Japa Yoga is that just like you're on all these practices that we're going to be doing, the deep peace meditation, the Japa Yoga, and then what we're going to do next, the Kirtan, to engage your mind, you know, right? You're taking shelter in this cave. If you don't take shelter in the cave, right, your mind will, like winds, blow you around. If you're outside of a cave during the storm and you're trying to hold the lamp goes out, you go flying somewhere, right? Similarly, your mind, if it's not taking shelter, if it doesn't have shelter of something that will control it, for your benefit, for that matter, for your benefit spiritually, it will be blown all over the place. And this is really what we see the problem with the world today, is that everyone, their mind is completely out of control. And because if the mind is out of control, the person is all out of control, right? And we see this through so many situations of hatred and violence and abuse and different kinds of aggression towards people, and just many problems in the world because the mind is not controlled. But to try to control the mind, as Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita told Krishna, it's like trying to control the wind. You know, it's easier to control the wind than to try to just, okay, I'm going to control my mind. So we needed an agent that will actually be very attractive, that we can replace, that we can, you know, we have these tendencies to do things, like we have a tendency to look at our phone with our hand, right? We want to scroll. So instead of wanting to scroll on our phone, we can take our japa beads and use that tendency to do something spiritual. Instead of, you know, focusing our mind on so many different kinds of things in the material world that doesn't bring us satisfaction, but actually brings us anxiety, we can give the mind the mantras here to be attracted to. And, you know, initially when you practice, because our mind has so many lifetimes of being conditioned to just be all over the place, you know, and in this day and age, it's very, it's worse because we have social media, we have so many different things going on, you know, you have all these streaming channels, Disney Plus and Netflix and all these things, and just so much for your mind, the internet, you know, so many things for your mind to just be like left and right. And now they're going into what, a metaverse, so you're just going to put on a thing and, you know, be all over the place. And these things will never ever bring satisfaction, but all they do is increase depression and anxiety. And this has been shown over and over again with the latest studies with young people, suicide rates, you know, going through so what we need is something that will actually give us real attraction, because we're looking for happiness in all these things, as they would say in the song, looking for love in all the wrong places. But we can find real happiness by engaging in the mantra meditation practice daily, satisfaction, clarity, and so that's the next thing. We have Gauranga breathing, or deep peace meditation with the Gauranga, right? We have the Japa Yoga. We can use the Gopala Govinda Rama, or if you like Gauranga, you can use that on your beads also. That's not a problem. It's a really great thing for if you want to go walking in the morning and you want to get some exercise, or even if you're running and you have a little clicker, you can do the, you know, run and Hare Krishna, Krishna, or Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, or you're walking by nature or whatever. There's really no hard and fast rules. You can practice it in the morning. I like to do these things in the morning because it's, you know, you get up in the morning, that's the first thing. There's not a lot of distractions. You just get right to it and you set your intention. So those two. The last practice, of course, is very fun, is Kirtan. And I'm going to bring my guitar out. If you play guitar, it's a great way, or ukulele, or piano. You can utilize these things in the practice of Kirtan meditation. So we're going to use the mantras again, and I am going to sing. I'm going to sing, and how this goes is I will sing the mantra. You will listen, just engage your meditation with your ears, listen to my mantra singing, and then the second time through, you can sing back with me. So here we're engaging our mind, we're engaging the singing ability, we're engaging our hearing. Instead of doing other things like, maybe we want to hear YouTube videos or, music on Spotify or something, or we want to, we want to talk about nonsense, or, what that guy did, well, I heard about, so-and-so and da-da-da, you just yak. Instead of gauging, and just all mundane talk, you can actually sing mantras. And singing is really nice too, So we're going to use a couple different mantras here. Haribol Nitai Gaur, Haribol. We do the Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. And we'll put in a Maha Mantra too. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Seems like a long mantra, but you'll get it. It's pretty simple. Sing back with me. Here we go. Join me on this one. Okay. Sorry, it was a very short kirtan, but we're running out of time. For those of you who are, for both, if you play guitar and you want to practice, you can take any song or any chord change and just apply the mantras to that. If you don't play guitar and you want to learn, well, you know, keep practicing. But if you want to sing but you can't play guitar, you can feel free to go on this library of the Yoga Kirtan Hawaii. You know, stay tuned. You know, share it with your friends. There's lots of kirtan on this channel.